Oh, hello there. Sorry. Just sorry to say, but we have an episode for you today that focuses on how bloody awkward British people are. I got Harry back on the mic to discuss how innately awkward we are, or well nurtured into it we are, and to see how we compare to the British stereotype of awkwardness. Has my decade of living outside of the UK made me less awkward? And does Harry have what it takes to shake off the stereotype that British boys really can't dance? This conversation reveals all and more, so sit down. What is it? Sit back. Yes, sit back. No, sorry, not there. That seat's taken. Sorry, apologies, but you can sit there. Yes, sit there. Sit back. That's it. Sit back, relax, and prepare to feel awkward. No, you can't relax and feel awkward at the same time. No. Oh, screw it. Just enjoy another episode of the British English Podcast with me, your host, Charlie Baxter, and today's guest, Harry Giles. So I thought we would do a quiz on how awkwardly British we are. And I looked at the multiple choice answers, and there's a little bit of pop culture in them, and I'm sure we can have a chinwag around those kind of topics as we go. So how awkwardly British do you think you are, Harry?
Not the most awkwardly British, but I think I am awkwardly British. I think a lot of the typical things that are complained about when interacting with English people, I think I'm guilty of a lot of them. Yeah, especially the one like how socially inflexible we are. You know, like everything's got to be planned with, plenty of notice. Like if I don't like it if people just turn up at my house. Like I'd prefer some notice. And I do consider myself spontaneous sometimes. However, I do like to know what I'm doing and when. Yeah, sometimes a bit socially inflexible.
Right.
Especially if it's not someone I'm dying to see.
So basically, I'm really British because I don't like strangers that I don't like coming to my door and assuming that I'm going to spend time with them.
No, those friends who not your closest friends.
Names.
You hang out with
James.
Yeah, people you hang out with sometimes, and it's like you have a decent time, not an amazing time. You might go and get a bit of food with them on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, you don't let them be part of your weekend.
Yeah, they're not weekend worthy.
Nice. Yeah, I know what you mean.
You'd rather spend a whole weekend alone than with them.
What are you doing on the weekend? Loads. Nothing.
Actually very busy right now, playing my bongo.
All right. So apparently we've got a media soundboard, and I'm going to play it to transition into the quiz. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. You're meeting a few mates at the pub for a couple of drinks and the first to arrive. What do you do? Stand outside and wait for a friend to turn up so you can go in together. Go in and find a table but don't get a drink until someone else arrives. Put your jacket on a seat to reserve a table and then head straight to the bar. Text all your mates to ask what they want and get a round in. Or find a table but then just stare intently at your phone so that everyone knows you have friends. Before you begin, I'd like to let you know that we now have an official app released for the British English Podcast. You can now listen to this podcast on the new app and get all of the learning resources along with it. And for those of you who are just listening on your favourite podcast app, then I've got a present for you. Download the app, sign up to the course called Free Podcast Worksheets, and you will find every single episode available for you to listen to along with the free worksheet for that episode. A huge resource right there waiting for you to enjoy. So go download it right now at your app store, either by typing in BEP BEP, or the British English Podcast. Links are also in the show notes. Enjoy this episode.
What I do, I definitely don't go and get a table. I don't think that's a very... but what I do is I go straight to the bar. I rarely wait outside. Unless I know of a mate is just about to turn up, I might do that. Otherwise, I'll go in. I'll have a quick look around, see if they're there. And then, I'll just go to the bar. I'll go to the bar.
Go to the bar. I would possibly text them saying... If it's just one friend, I'd possibly text them saying, what beer do you want? Or what do you want?
Sure. What you having?
If they're near.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'd probably do the same. Yeah. But if I didn't know and they might be a little while, then maybe not. I'd rather get a fresh pint.
Agreed.
I'd rather it be, freshly poured rather than sitting there for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, 15 minutes, no way. Just they're 2 or 3 minutes away, I'll get you a beer. And then I'll put them in a nice place and I'll sit with mine, nurse mine. I won't drink it fast.
Yeah.
Would you get your phone out then?
Oh, I'd definitely have a look at my phone, I'm sure. I would probably... I feel a bit embarrassed if I just sit down and start looking at my phone. Because I'm quite self-conscious and I think other people are looking at me thinking, oh, look, he's on his own and he's looking at his phone so that he doesn't look lonely and bored.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Because I would never go to the next level of that. I would just think I should probably look at my phone soon because I probably look a bit weird just looking out and like being mindful.
That's true. That's another thing that's another thought that would definitely go through my head too. But that's a nice thing to do, isn't it? To sit there and be mindful. I think that's the ideal thing that I would try to do. And I think that is generally more, it's nice, isn't it? Sitting down with a drink in a nice place, plenty of things to look at, unless you're sitting in Wetherspoons in Bedford. There's plenty to look at and take in, and it's a nice chance to just enjoy some quiet time for you with a nice drink. So yeah.
Okay.
What about you then? What would you do?
Yeah, so I would go in, have a little look around. If they're not there, go to the bar, text them, and the barman is probably asking me if I want another beer or not at the time when I need to know. So it'd be a bit awkward then. And then either get them or not if they reply quickly, and then go out and meditate.
Nice. Put on some soft chanting.
I'd probably go on my phone for a bit, then get annoyed with the apps and think they're so shit, and then put it down, and then come back to my beer and my mindfulness.
Nice.
But what do you think Quiz is implying by awkwardly British? What do you think the most awkwardly British answer would be? But there were quite a few options there, and so I'm wondering if you can remember all of them.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I guess just have you got a good memory? I was thinking, though, so a couple of them were quite British things to do. I think getting a round in for your mates before is probably the most applaudibly English thing you could do when going to a... I don't know if applaudibly is a word, but the most applauded thing you could do when going to a bar. I think that's... you'd accumulate lad points for doing that kind of thing. But I was thinking the least British thing to do would be going straight to a table without a drink, just getting a table and putting your coat down.
Yeah.
That seems a very un-British thing to do.
I really agree. Really, really agree. And I think a lot of non-natives would do that because it's a natural thing to do, I don't know, at a casual restaurant maybe. But it's just not pub culture, is it?
No, exactly. Yeah, we are talking about pubs and bars, aren't we?
Yeah, pub.
I guess a bar's a little bit different, but to the bar. And what else was it? So going and getting a drink or waiting outside. Like waiting outside. I don't know if that's a part of being British. It's just, I guess it indicates a bit of social awkwardness and unconfidence. So I guess that could be quite British. I don't know. I just think that's a very normal thing that people do sometimes, isn't it? When they meet up with people, wait outside the bar.
Yeah, wait outside. So this is a pub. Would you wait outside a pub? I mean, you said you wouldn't, but do you see other people waiting outside?
I guess it depends on the pub. If it's like a little cozy pub, then I don't know. If it's like a busy pub, like it's a bit more awkward walking in on your own.
Yeah.
Into a busy, it could be a bit more daunting for people. Whereas if it's a big pub, lots of space, and there aren't too many people in, then you might be more inclined to do so.
Yeah.
Not sure. Do you see people doing
I don't
that?
think I do. No, I think with big, busy venues, you might see them waiting because they don't want to interrupt the flow of sitting people down with staff and like restaurants and only having 2 hours at the table maybe. But a pub, I feel like everyone would just go in and then get a drink and then wait for their friend.
Yeah, I guess most people would.
Find a table, stare at your phone, or get a round in.
As in the most British thing.
What you would choose.
Oh right, I'm getting a round in.
You're getting a round in.
Getting around, or getting myself a drink. Most likely, I'd go to the bar, get myself a drink, or someone else a drink. That's what I do.
Okay, cool.
Most awkwardly British thing to do? I don't even know. What do you think?
I think the most awkwardly British thing is hidden. I don't see it. I really don't see it because I feel like the awkward thing is not British.
Yeah.
Or it's not part of pub culture. I'm not saying British as in like Brits are exclusive to this, but yeah. Anyway, all right, we've done that one. So let's go on to the next one. Maybe we do transition 2 for per question. Can you dance, Harry? Can you dance? Options coming. Not until you ply me with booze, after which I will go way over the top and then cringe about it the next morning.
No way.
Can you dance? No, and I don't. Can you dance? Yeah, I'm freaking awesome, which we need to address the language there.
Oh, that's gone very extreme already.
Can you dance?
It's gone from not dancing. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Can you dance? After a couple of drinks, I will awkwardly bob up and down and maybe move my arms a bit. And then the last one, can you dance? I could do night fever and the sprinkler.
There was no option like the sprinkler. What's the sprinkler?
The sprinkler is, that.
Oh, of course, the sprinkler.
How to put that into words. So you're raising one arm and you're pretending to be a garden sprinkler that disperses water evenly throughout the grass. And you're going across your body laterally and making mini pointing kind of movements.
Oh, yeah, you do that, don't you? You just point.
Yeah, kind of.
Point the finger up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of night fever.
But no, they're two different things. The night fever, I can do night fever and the sprinkler. So you got 2 dance moves up your sleeve.
Well, if you're dancing to night fever, you don't do that the whole time. Part of night fever is doing the sprinkler. Dun, dun,
Oh, no,
dun,
that's
dun,
not
dun,
the
dun.
sprinkler. That's not the sprinkler. No, the sprinkler is like a modern dance of like, uni boys just being twats. Like the lawnmower or the light bulb.
Oh, I see. Oh, I really don't know these dance moves. I don't know them. Maybe. Oh, God. Oh, that's awful. I just cringed massively seeing you do that. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, I was thinking this.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Great for audio, this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just explain it really detailed every time.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to go back to some of the language. No until you ply me with booze. That's great.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I never use the word ply.
Even though you're a carpenter.
I like it. Even though I'm a carpenter.
So yeah, to ply somebody with something is to provide a huge amount of something with them.
Yeah, I guess so. Mm-hmm.
And then booze,
Sounds
alcohol.
good. Frickin'?
Yeah, and then the other one, yeah, I'm frickin' awesome. This is incredibly Americanized. How would we say that?
Yeah, bloody brilliant. I'm bloody great.
Yeah, bloody brilliant, bloody great, pretty bloody good.
Pretty bloody good. Yeah, basically it's a more toned down version when we say.
Yes, and just swap frickin'
Frickin'
for
awesome.
Bloody.
But some English people might say frickin'. But you do find a lot of English people that kind of go in for these Americanisms.
Yeah.
Who really love American culture and they use a lot of American phrases and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. My brother uses the word awesome quite a lot.
Awesome is used quite a lot, I think. Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
So yeah, and then the other one, to bob up and down. To bob up and down. Boop, boop, boop. again, for audio, it's to go up and down casually in quick succession or slow.
As if you're like in water.
Yes.
Like a buoy, like a floating buoy, buoy, in the water that bobs up and down, doesn't it?
I just wanted to check in with you about something. Are you one of those language learners who often thinks, am I actually making any progress with my English? Is what I'm doing to study actually working for me? Or am I just wasting my precious time here? Well, if you think this way, then I'd like to encourage you to take action on this. Imagine how much more motivated you would be to put time and effort into your English studies if you knew that every time you studied, you would be guaranteed to be making significant progress. How much more satisfying would that be? So what do we need to do in order to find more clarity around this issue? Well, tracking your progress is a wonderful way to show evidence of your language skills having actually improved. And to track progress, the first thing you need to do is understand what level you are currently at. If you haven't taken a level assessment recently, then I highly recommend using my free test that will instantly tell you your level of English. Once you know this, you can start tracking your progress, which comes in many forms based on personal preference and your level of English. But that's a conversation for another time. For now, though, make sure you check your level of English with my free level checker, which is available over on thebritishenglishpodcast.com/freebies. That is thebritishenglishpodcast.com/FREEBIES, or find it in the show notes of this episode. Yes, exactly. And the pronunciation in American is a buoy. Yeah,
Really?
a buoy.
A buoy?
Buoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Didn't
It's quite
know that.
fun,
It's
isn't
funny.
it? Buoy.
Buoy.
I think Australians say it as well, buoy. But yeah, we just call it a
Well,
boy.
At least that eliminates the confusion, because it's a good like pun to use, or you can make a lot of jokes if you're on the beach about, swim over and grab that boy.
If you told,
You can play
that's
around.
funny that you could say that to an American person. They would be very worried.
Yeah, they would just assume you're a paedophile, or as they say, pedophile.
Yeah, very good. Right. So, any of those options interesting for you personally?
So I feel like it was missing out a couple of important options. Like, I wouldn't describe myself as any of those, to be honest. And sadly, the most I would lean towards I'm freaking awesome. But actually, I don't think I'm freaking awesome. What I'd want to say is I have good rhythm and I like dancing, and I don't need to be hammered. I don't need to be really drunk to have a dance. So a couple of drinks, I'll start moving around. But for me, it really depends on who I'm with. I'll dance after no drinks if I'm with the right company. But most of my mates are quite inhibited when it comes to dancing. So annoyingly, I have to kind of be at their level of or drunkenness to dance. Otherwise, they won't dance.
That's really interesting. I like that. That says quite a lot about our culture. Generally, we've got bad rhythm and we don't feel comfortable dancing unless we are absolutely blottoed or plied with booze. I think I need...
Yeah, I could definitely get you dancing.
You can get me dancing, but I do feel more comfortable with a couple of drinks in me, and I will awkwardly bob up and down until I've got at least 3 or 4 drinks in me, I'd say. What you said made me think of the moment at uni, and I think you were going on a date with a girl friend at the time, and the night was going well, and then you went into a bar/club, and somebody made a comment about your dancing, and it put you in a really bad mood, and it ruined the date. Do you remember this? Do you remember this?
No, I don't remember that. So I was on the date with Emma Rose Tully.
Okay, yeah, full name, yeah. What's her credit card?
I just love that. I love that name. In Nottingham.
Yeah.
And someone commented on my dance.
Yes, in a negative way. I think you heard them say that guy can't dance. And you got really affected by it. And then you got into an argument with her. But, this is over a decade ago. You've got some skills now.
I don't remember that time, but I remember going out. Maybe I was with someone I was seeing, but my friend Rochelle, she made a comment about my dancing, and she was like mocking my dancing, kind of imitating me. And I remember it really rubs me up the wrong way. And I felt awkward dancing after that. It killed my vibe.
It killed your vibe. That's a good phrase for that. Yeah. It killed my vibe.
I think it's a nice thing to do, if someone's doing a dance move, to like mirror their move. I think it's quite fun. Like on the dance floor, you shouldn't take yourself too seriously. So maybe that was my mistake. I was taking myself too seriously, because now I love having a dance, but I don't do it enough when I go out. Like the other week, there was a band on in my local pub, and there were like two girls dancing, and like there weren't that many people around, but the music was great and they were having such a nice time. And I really wanted to go and dance, but I was with someone that would just never, ever do it. And if I did it, it would be such a weird social thing to do, because like this, it just wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't our vibe, but I really wanted to. And it was, I was kind of torn between, do I just go and live, or do I sit here and be miserable with this bastard?
I can imagine you downing your pint that was paid for by you, so that you can then say, all right, next one's yours. And then he goes up to the bar and you can just run off to the dance floor, get a couple of minutes in with them doing the sprinkler.
Very good idea. Next time.
You're frickin' awesome. Okay, fair enough.
Well, only because there's no better option that's more suiting. I don't think I'm frickin' awesome, but I think I can dance, and I like dancing. I wish I had, or put myself in more places where I could dance. I want to get back to going to dance classes, because I was doing salsa dancing for a while, and I want to start doing that again.
Nice.
That'd be nice.
And you've got your bongos. That must keep your foot tapping and the rest of your body wanting to get into it all.
Big time.
Yeah. Okay. The next question. Question number 3. High five? ? And the response, high five. Or, okay, fine, but as long as we awkwardly do it again after we inevitably mess up the first one. High five, begrudgingly, high five. Or, high five, fuck off.
It depends, again, who's offering the high five. Me and you have definitely high-fived each other incredibly enthusiastically before.
Yes.
Having just finished something, maybe just recording a video or something. Like, high five!
Yes.
Like,
we are mocking.
I'm sure.
We are mocking it, though. I think
we are mocking it, but we're loving it too.
Absolutely loving it. Yeah. But I think
no better way of celebrating camaraderie than through a high five
and a kiss,
in my opinion. Or a big kiss on the lips.
And a stroke of each other's facial hair.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to stroke your facial hair.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would sometimes really go in for a high five. But yeah, it's always done with a hint of irony, because let's face it, high fives are sad.
Again, this is cultural, because Americans bloody love it. And there's no, I'm stereotyping. Obviously, that's what the whole thing is. But a lot of Americans are very comfortable with that feeling that we would class as cheesy and uncomfortable.
Yeah. They are the creators of cheese, aren't they?
Yeah.
They invented cheese.
Yeah. The French did.
Not cheese. I'm not talking about cheese.
Yeah. I don't know if the French did. Who do you reckon invented the cheese or cheese? Surely everyone.
What,
everywhere.
actual cheese?
Yeah. Cows.
That's beyond me. I don't know.
Where?
Although I did buy some very nice cheeses the other day. I bought was it Stanford Blue? Or was it Stratford Blue? I think it was Stanford Blue. Bloody lovely. It's like Stilton, but better.
Very nice. Wow.
No, it's not Stanford.
8,000 BC is, according to the first Google, is when they think that they found sheep cheese. So it wasn't even the cow.
And it wasn't even the goat.
It
was sheep cheese.
That could have been either. Yeah.
You never hear people talking about sheep cheese, do you?
No, you don't.
There's goat's cheese.
There is. There's goat's
Yes, there
cheese.
is. I imagine it's quite similar to goat's cheese because they are quite,
they sound the
of
same. So surely they should taste the same.
You know what I mean? They're like cousins, aren't they? Sheep and goats. They're like of the same ilk.
Yeah. It's probably why they don't marry each other.
Yeah.
First cousins. Okay, so what are we doing? Begrudgingly?
Cut from the same cloth. That's the phrase I like. Sorry, go on.
Cut from the same cloth of wool.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that works.
Nice. Definitely a worthwhile contribution.
It's not, though, because goats don't have wool, do they?
No. No, they don't. My bongo heads are made of goat.
Goat skin? Sure.
Skin. Yeah. Not the head of a goat.
That'd be painful to hit. Okay. Yeah. What are you going for with the high five?
I'm going fully in. Yeah. But with an ironic... Wait, can I have the options again, actually?
High five. Okay, fine.
Yep.
But as long as we awkwardly do it again after we inevitably mess up the first one. Begrudgingly or fuck off.
Okay, actually, the most common one for me is, okay, I'll go in for it, but we'll have to do it again because we'll inevitably fuck up the first time.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I would never leave someone hanging. I'd always go in.
Yeah.
I would always do a high five.
Yeah, that's what you might hear if somebody does avoid the high five. They would say, don't leave me hanging. Question number 4. There's a plastic bottle rolling around on the top deck of the bus, and it's noisy and annoying. What do you do? Leave it, but silently seethe with rage every time it rolls across the bus? Slyly boot it down the bus when it gets near your feet? Or pick it up and put it on the seat next to you?
Pick it up and put it on the seat next to me.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Nice.
Depends how close it is to me, but yeah, if it's near me, then yeah, definitely pick it up. Yeah.
I think I'd silently seethe for a while.
Right. Well, I would too until it's close enough to me to pick it up. So you'd silently seethe until you get off the bus.
I mean, if it came near... Well, if it's really dirty, are you going to pick it up? If it's like got loads of stuff on it?
It depends how filthy it is. If it's like the most filthy bottle, filthiest bottle I've ever seen, then maybe not.
It's got a bit of poo and a used condom on. Put it on in my bag.
Put a flannel on it or something. Straight in the bag, yeah.
Use that for later.
I'll use that later.
So you're picking it up, put it next to you. All right. Question number 5. Which of these best describes your school years? I spent a lot of time hanging around by bus stops and pretending to smoke candy sticks. I was a twat. I was one of the cool sporty kids. I went through so many awkward phases. Don't even go there.
Okay. And what was the first one again? First option?
Hanging around bus stops, pretending to smoke candy sticks.
So I definitely, flirted with that kind of lifestyle. I think I basically went through a couple of different phases. I think I was a bit of a twat at times. I think at times tried to be a little bit of a bad boy, naughty kid, but I wasn't really. Definitely a little bit twatty sometimes. Already said that. And yeah, lots of phases. So a bit of all of them. Was there another one apart from the phases thing?
Sporty kid?
Sporty. Oh, and yeah, and I was pretty sporty for a while. That was something I really identified as, a sporty kid. So a little bit of all of them, and also a little bit of don't go there.
Oh,
well,
so literally all options. I reckon we should put. I went through so many awkward phases.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah,
that's probably it. Yeah, exactly.
If I was to guess for you, I would put I was a twat.
Nice. I don't know. Yeah, thank you.
What would you put for me?
Yeah, same. Well, I changed was to am.
Would you, any other guesses or definitely just twat?
Let me think. I imagine, you went through lots of phases. I think you were probably similar to me, but maybe a bit less twattish.
I think I was probably a little bit less twattish and a little bit less trying to smoke candy sticks at a bus stop, and probably wasn't as cool and sporty. I think you were probably more sporty than me. I don't know.
Definitely cooler. Yeah, I was. I was pretty sporty. I don't know. Well, you were into like cricket, weren't you? You loved cricket.
Yeah, but I wasn't cool. I mean, I was.
No, you were sporty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cricket is the least cool sport, isn't it?
Yeah, got all the ladies. Yeah.
Although where you're from, cricket probably was cool.
It was relatively okay. It wasn't great. But I wouldn't ever say don't even go there. And I probably wouldn't say I went through so many awkward phases.
Right. Basically a bit of a twat, but
a bit of a sporty twat. A sporty twat.
Bit of a sporty twat.
Yeah.
Uncool, sporty twat.
Perfect. Okay. Right. Let's make this the last one.
Uh-huh.
Question number 6. So, the hairdresser has royally fucked up your haircut, even though you spent a lot of money on it. What do you do? Okay, number 1. Tell them what you don't like and get them to sort it out sharpish. Option number 2. Say, it's great, thanks, then run home, cry a little bit, and wear a hat forever. Option 3. Say it's fine, but then go and get it cut somewhere else ASAP. And option 4. Just rock it and pretend it's an edgy new style you've invented. We will leave it there for part 1 of today's episode. Thank you very much for listening up to this point. If you did want to listen to part 2 and part 3 of this conversation, then you can head over to thebritishenglishpodcast.com and check out the Premium Podcast or Academy memberships. The Premium Podcast gives you access to the full conversation along with extended glossaries, transcripts, and flashcards, whereas the Academy gives you all of that plus exclusive videos and audios for the season-based episodes, explaining the vocabulary, exampling them, giving you quizzes, writing assignments, and weekly speaking classes on Zoom. But if you were just here for part 1 of this conversation, then I thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the show. Do grab that free worksheet by clicking the link in the show notes. My name's Charlie, and I will see you next week on the British English Podcast.